All right, proprioception, couple quick things. This is really interesting. We see these CGRP receptor endings might actually also have a proprioceptive function because we see them in high density in retinacula, low density in high muscular tension areas. Because we don't want to feel pain when we're pulling hundreds of pounds, right? In those really high density, high muscular tension areas, like biceps spondylosis, they have really low density. That makes sense. Every time you do a bicep curl, you don't want to feel the pain of that deformation. But in the retinacula, say your carpal bones aren't in the right place, right? If they're shifted, you feel it right away. Your wrist hurts, right? You lift your back wrong with the wrong angle on your wrist. That's going to hurt your wrist and you're going to feel it. So potentially there's a proprioceptive function for these receptor endings as well. Again, not very well elucidated. There's so much that we don't know about this. But we also see this, that we see a higher density of these along with a higher density of fibroblasts in areas of injury. So for example, like frozen shoulder, you see the same changes in the fascia around the frozen shoulder as you do in chronic low back pain sometimes. It's almost like a frozen lumbar piece. You might not get that adhesive capsulitis from the intra-articular point of view, but the fascia becomes more adhesed. You get more connections between the layers, less sliding, and you get a higher density of fibroblasts and a higher density of CGRP endings. So it's more painful to move, so people don't move. You don't move, it gets more stiff because the body says, I'm lazy, I'm going to do exactly what you tell me, no more, right? That's what always happens. You don't exercise, your body says, I'm going to do exactly what you tell me, no more. You're not going to adapt to anything more than you do. So what we're starting to see is the high number of adhesions will impede the proprioception even further. You're getting less sense back because the fibroblasts disrupt the proper nervous input. And so, but what we know is, and this is probably a huge practical takeaway, proprioceptive input directly inhibits the spinal cord processing of the pain. So, if we increase proprioception, the pain goes down. But if we have high pain and we're not moving, proprioceptive function decreases, and that proprioceptive input that's inhibiting this also decreases. So you get further amplification of nociceptive function in the fascia. So you get that cycle. You get that chronic cycle of pain, no movement, inflammation. Life sucks. So one of the best things you can do is increase proprioceptive function. And the easiest way, simple exercises, will increase proprioceptive function, will teach the body where it's at in space, and all of a sudden you've got an inhibition of nociceptive functioning, right? So you don't process it from the spinal cord level. This is not CNS, this is spinal cord level. And now they're like, oh, that must have helped my back pain. And you say, sure, because we don't know what the root cause is yet. We don't know what caused the inflammation. But now you can go down that route and saying, okay, let's do some more actual rehab. Let's treat it. Let's get you moving. Let's peel the layers of the onion. No pun intended with the fascial layers. But you peel the layers of figuring out what's actually going on, get your diagnosis, bottom line, get them moving. You know your body, where it's at in space, you can feel it, you can do more. Tactile C fibers, we kind of talked about this really quickly. I'll let you guys know the interoception